What is going on, YouTube? Crispy94 here, bringing you another mini painting video. Now, this is the September Discord community voted mini paint, and they chose to do a Manticore. And so this isn't just, a 3D printed Manticore or a Wizkids Manticore. Well, it is a Wizkids Manticore, but this is actually the Manticore from the Paint Night kit. So these are an entire kit that contains paint, brush, water pot, everything you need to do to paint this miniature is included. This is I have a couple of these. This is the first one I've ever actually done. So pretty excited to actually dig into it. There's a shot of what it will look like. There that is. Paint supplies inside, you can see. Gives a list of all the paints in there. I believe they're all Vallejo paints, which is odd to me considering this Army Painter has their entire line of D&D paints. So let's... Oh, 1 second. There, sorry about that. Camera was frozen. So yeah, here's the actual mini. I wonder... Throw it back to the face cam real quick. This might be a little easier to get out. So yeah, here's our entire paint set. So it looks like, I believe this is our water pot. Nice little water pot. I mean, I don't know what else you're really going to do with it, but yeah, water pot. I'll stick to my jar of water, which I need to clean out before I actually start painting. 2 nice brushes here. I wonder if these are, well, no, these are Wizkids brushes. We have a Wizkids Fine Detail, and then the Wizkids Multi-Purpose. Alright, and then we have our... These remind me so much of like those, like the watercolor paints that I'd get when I was little in paint. So that's really cool. I'm assuming this is where you can mix colors, which I'll be using my own Army Painter wet palette there. I should really go through one day and make a video about the tools I use. Okay, so let's cut this guy out. I think... maybe. Maybe not. I don't know, people. This is in there. Okay, there's his Wizkids classic base. Alright, there he is. Very soft plastic. Wow. As a very, very soft mold. Which kind of scares me. I mean, it's a little warped in the middle. Yeah, I'll probably glue it to that base so then we can use the paint handle. Yeah, I definitely need to go through and talk about what I use. Because a lot of stuff I use, and I wish I would have went a different way about it. Wet palette included. But, again, we'll save that for a different video. So yeah, cool. I'm going to use everything that came with this except for the water pot because it's tiny. My jar's bigger. I don't know. I'd spill this thing. But yeah. Oh, it came with a wash and a skin tone. Okay. A flesh wash. Okay. Bone white. I'm very excited. The actual instructions to paint this. There's a QR code on the side of the box, as you can see there. I think I can, right there. And that is the step-by-step with our online tutorial. So I'm actually going to do that while I paint. I'll have it on my other monitor here, just because I want to take in this paint night experience, and I might learn a thing or two, because these are like guides to help you paint. So yeah, let's look at this little Manticore real quick. Creepy human face. I always thought Manticores had more of a scorpion-like tail. I mean, those look like knives. I'm gonna sneeze. I don't know if I muted that or not. I apologize if I did not. A lot of dust, apparently. Yeah, because now I got the sniffles. But yeah, super cool figure. I'm going to get it on the base, get these paints over here off screen, put it on the handle, and then we'll get to painting. We are back, everybody. The Manticore is finished, and that was interesting. Followed along with the YouTube video as I painted, did all the steps. There's a lot more steps than I actually expected. Let me go ahead and get it pulled up here. So here it is. I think it looks really well, honestly. I did do some things differently because I just personally didn't like how they wanted me to do them in the video, and I'll go over that in a moment. So first thing I want to say, very cool that you get your paints, but here's my bone white. Yeah, so that's no fun. So what I ended up doing is I used armor painter skeleton bone instead of that, and the filthy brown is also pretty much toast. Thankfully, all that was called for the filthy brown was some light dry brushing, so I was able to get enough on my brush to do the dry brushing around it. I learned a lot of cool techniques though. I really like the dry brushing of the bone white underneath, or the off-white. I think it was the off-white, sorry. Underneath the body to give it that look where you can still see the fur. I like the stapled on stripes, which this is where I started and this is where I ended, and I feel like my other side are much better. One thing it wanted me to do were these like face highlights, and it said to use the dwarf skin, so I did, which is this color here, and they're just too pink for me. I think I would have rather had them off. Same with down here, it said to do that, and yeah, I don't think they look that good. Also, the base was so warped. This is actually a lot of green stuff right here that I shoved in there to help hold the creature or the Manticore on its little plate, which I will take some black, go through there and clean that up. But yeah, I really like it. It was really fun. Again, a lot of techniques and skills that I will definitely apply to further paint jobs, so that's awesome. The brushes that came with it, which are these two right here, the multi-purpose and the fine detail. The multi-purpose brush is a little, it's okay. I had a hard time doing the rocks underneath with it, as well as the wings. It's just a little too small. I actually ended up using my dry brush to just shove the paint on for the base. That's another thing. There's a lot of dry brushing techniques, especially on this model, and I don't know if that's with the other paint kits or whatever, since it's the first one I've done. But there are a lot of dry brushing techniques, and it doesn't include a dry brush. So thankfully I have the dry brush that came with the D&D monster, which I have some other dry brushes, but this is a small enough dry brush that I was able to do the majority of my dry brushing with it. I actually think I did all my dry brushing with it. I have some other brushes that I'll use for dry brushing on larger scales, but yeah. All in all, I think it turned out really well. I'm excited to do more paint kits. The flexibility of the mini actually came in handy, as I was able to move it up like that and paint a lot of the bottom base. Same with the tail, that helped me paint the wings easier. I really hate the tail, that was hard to paint. The mane was so hard to paint. It's just got so much detail, and I believe that was the heavy sienna was not flowing well. It's really weird. The flesh wash here never had me use it. Only had me use sepia wash, so yeah. I think we used pretty much everything else. The heavy ochre was the majority of the body, heavy skin tones the face. Applied sepia wash all over it. Heavy sienna is our rocks. I believe the wings either ended up being the tan, maybe? Yeah, I think they were the tan, and then I applied a lot of stuff to it. One thing that it did also want me to do, it wanted me to take bone white and just like highlight those. But I was like, I'm just going to dry brushing, and I think the dry brushing actually looks better in my opinion. I really like the dry brushing on the wings with the heavy sienna to darken that up. That's one of my favorite parts. The wings are my favorite. I think they turned out the best. I mean, the face turned out pretty good as well, and the sides. Also, it's weird, but I really like how this area turned out, just because it looks really realistic to me, especially seeing the stripes come through. The tail, I really hated painting the tail, so it could have done way better, but I was not having fun with that. So yeah, they're just a few gripes with the paint. The brushes are decent. Wish it would have came with a dry brush, considering it's going to be a paint night kit that says you need to do dry brushing. But other than that, yeah, really cool. Got more, so look forward to those in future videos. Also, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're not. Leave a comment to let me know how I'm doing. If you want to partake in the next Discord community vote, hop on down to the link below. It is called the Water Pot. It is my Discord. You click on it, and in a couple days, maybe the day after this goes live, I will have a list of 3 different creatures, and you just react to the picture that you want to see me paint next. Until then, catch y'all later. Peace.